Yo, how's it going, guys? So here is my first video in a very long time. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've made videos, and I'm not gonna go into why right now, but basically I am thinking of trying YouTube again, trying to post videos and trying to just like share ideas and thoughts, basically just random things that I think about, that I think could be helpful for other people to hear about, things that many people might resonate with, maybe even things that are not really talked about that much, but people feel and experience. So yeah, that's kind of my intention of making these videos again. And I guess for the topic of this video, as you'll see in the title, is why are introverts drawn to making YouTube videos? So I remember way back in the day when I used to live in Japan, probably 2016, around there, almost 10 years ago, I made a video. I used to make videos in Japan a little bit, and I wasn't too consistent. I gave up. But anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is I remember there being a comment on one of my videos, kind of criticizing me because I mentioned on the video that I'm a shy person, right? So, and then the comment said, if you're so shy, why are you sharing your stories to all these strangers on the internet, right? So it's kind of like, challenging my logic in that kind of way. And I remember that comment, and I remember thinking, how does making a YouTube video mean you are not shy? So okay, bear with me, guys. I didn't really prepare any script for this video. I'm kind of just talking off of my top of my head. But basically, I guess what I'm trying to say is, even if you're shy, it doesn't mean you can't make YouTube videos. So why are introverts drawn to YouTube? Okay, so I'm gonna use this area as an example where I'm filming, right? As you can see, there's really nobody around, right? And why is that? Well, that's because being an introvert, I feel very self-conscious when I'm talking to a camera and there's many people looking at me. So I can't even remember my vocabulary right now, but I purposely chose this location because there's no people here. That's why I'm filming this video, and I'll probably film more videos in areas like this where there aren't many people around. So the introvert thing for me is probably a fear of people watching. It's not really a fear, it's more of like a discomfort of people watching me film a video, and just the feeling that I get of people watching me when I'm doing something like this. I've always been a kind of low-key kind of guy, so I don't really like much attention like that. And I think this is kind of something that is common for introverts, right? So if you think about a lot of YouTube creators like Mr. Beast or PewDiePie, for example. Mr. Beast, I remember seeing when he was in high school, I think, he had like no friends. And he just made YouTube videos because he was obsessed with it. PewDiePie seems like kind of a shy person as well. But on camera, he's just himself, right? So I feel like introverts are kind of drawn to YouTube for some reason. And what is that reason? Probably because it feels more comfortable or more easy to talk to a camera than it does to socialize with a bunch of random people, I guess. I mean, introverts usually hate small talk, right? And the things we talk about on camera are usually more personal, right? So for me, I think that's kind of a reason why introverts are drawn to YouTube. We kind of crave like this feeling of connection, right? So the feeling of connection with an audience, right? So when people watch the videos, they comment, some people agree, and it becomes like a community kind of thing. And I think introverts really like that, but with the distance, right? If you're talking to a camera, you have your own space, you have your own distance from others, you know, it feels comfortable, it feels safe. So for me, that's where I'm getting at here. Introverts are really drawn to making YouTube videos. So I guess another thing that I can kind of say is I remember when I was younger, probably a teenager in high school, you know, having not so much confidence back in those days. I remember, you know, watching YouTube videos and thinking these guys are so confident. They're so like, the way they present themselves on camera is so like interesting, so charismatic and interesting. But I guess you would never know how they are in real life, right? In real life, they probably look a lot more timid and shy, that kind of thing, right? I even remember one time when I was living in Saigon. I am in Saigon right now, by the way, but that's another video. But anyway, I remember when I was living here in Saigon, there was I'm not going to mention the name of the YouTuber, but there was a YouTuber here who I watched often, and they seemed very normal on camera, very, just normal. But I remember seeing them in person one time as I was driving my motorbike home after my teaching job. And I remember them looking so like shy and timid, like more introverted and shy and timid than like most people you would see. So I don't know what I'm trying to say, but maybe you guys get where I'm going with this. So yeah, it's kind of weird, but I do really think introverts, again, are drawn to YouTube. And I'm an introvert myself, as I think I mentioned earlier. And so for me, I've always been drawn to this idea of like talking to a camera to sort of express what I'm thinking, because introverts don't always have real people to talk to these things about. Anyways, I think that's enough for this video. Thanks for watching, guys.